Hello and welcome. I'm Kathy Holmes with the Ohio Department of Education in the Office of Curriculum and Assessment. The focus of this webcast is to introduce an alignment tool, a gap analysis chart that we have provided on our website. This tool requires that educators closely examine the revised standards and model curriculum to determine the degree to which their curriculum addresses the concepts, skills, and cognitive demands required. These important considerations are the basis for rebuilding district-level curricula, which is aligned to the revised standards. Districts are not required to use this tool and may have another one that works equally well. The first step in transitioning to the new standards is to become familiar with the revised standards and model curriculum, also referred to as the College and Career Ready Standards and Model Curriculum. I want to take you on a quick walk through the website that is constantly changing. When you click on the Academic Content Standards, it will take you to this page, which has a new look. All of the content areas are on the side, and from there you can click on Science. The Science landing page will have the standards and model curriculum listed on top. There is also links to provide ODE with feedback. One is to report problems with the model curriculum, and the other is to submit ideas to add to the model curriculum. If you click on the Pre-K through 8 revised standards, this is the first page of that document. You can click on the links on the left to select which grade you wish to explore. If you click on a grade level, you will come to this page. The grade level is divided by strand: Earth and Space Sciences, Life Sciences, and Physical Sciences, followed by the topic and the content statement and description. The content elaboration, right next door, is a section that describes limits to the content to be taught. It is divided into 3 sections. The first gives the prior concepts that were taught at earlier grade levels so teachers can scaffold the new content on information previously taught. The middle section describes the content to be taught at that grade level. And the last section outlines what content will be taught at higher grade levels. This information is also in the high school document within the narrative of the content elaborations. It does not have these headings, but the information is there. Seeing the learning progressions allows teachers to clearly see their role in students' understanding of the major concepts from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, and will prevent the reteaching of the same concepts in depth over and over again. Rather, it will allow teachers to pick up where students left off, possibly with a brief activity to activate previous knowledge, and quickly move into experiences that will take students to the next level. Let's take a moment to look at the high school layout. The first page of the high school has the courses identified. Click on the title and the syllabus will appear. Notice that the high school courses list the content as a syllabus in an outline form rather than in content statements. The content elaboration is in narrative format, but includes information about what students should have coming into this course and the content that will be developed. So how do districts start thinking about transitioning from the 2002 standards? There are several tools that have been created to assist in this process. One is the comparative analysis. This is the comparative analysis for grade 4. The first column gives information that has been added to the grade level and where it has been moved from. Some content may be new and was not present in the 2002 standards. The last column gives information that will no longer be taught in this grade level. Some items, like chemical and physical change, are no longer emphasized, and they've simply been removed. The middle column addresses the area of overlap between the 2002 and 2010 standards. However, within this broad content area, information has been added, expanded upon, or moved to a lower grade level. The content elaboration must be studied carefully to determine the content limits for the topic. The comparative analysis document provides a preliminary view of the movement of content between the 2002 academic content standards and the college and career ready standards. Even though the comparative analysis addresses only elementary and middle grades, it is important to note that some of the high school content, focus, and topics have moved to middle school. That means there are many new topics and areas of focus in the high school. The Ohio Department of Education recommends using this document to help teachers begin to see learning progressions, find specific content, and clearly see what's new to the grade, what is the same but may be modified or taught at a deeper level, and what is no longer a focus at that grade. This will be very helpful as you start to use the gap analysis. Another tool created to aid in the transition is the Alignment Toolkit Phase 1 Gap Analysis. This tool allows educators to closely examine the revised standards and model curriculum to determine the degree to which their curriculum addresses the concepts and skills found in the revised standards, as well as the required cognitive levels. It will probably be more productive if teams of teachers work together on this. This collaboration can be with other grade level teachers or content-specific teams. Here is a gap analysis chart for high school physical science. The first column has all of the course syllabus and elaborations for high school under their respective topics. The second column is for districts to analyze how the content in your curriculum is reflected in each content statement. By content, we are referring to the essential knowledge to be learned at each grade level or within each course. You should cite evidence for this, and in the next column, check if your curriculum is in full or partial alignment, or if there is no alignment. Now, if you've checked partial or no alignment, identify the content that needs to be added to your curriculum to achieve alignment. Next, determine the degree to which your curriculum requires students to achieve the cognitive demands that are required by the content statements. By cognitive demands, we are referring to the type of thinking, level, depth, or complexity of thought students are expected to engage in when completing a task. These are found in the expectations for learning associated with the content statements. Finally, determine what changes are required to guarantee that your students will achieve the required cognitive demands. This is the gap analysis for elementary grades. The content in the elementary grades is a combination of the content statement, description, and content elaboration. To begin evaluating the science standards, 3 components must be considered in relation to content: the content statement and description, which are provided in the gap analysis tool, along with the content elaboration, which is found in the science standards and model curriculum document. The science content statements cannot be analyzed in isolation. The content elaboration provides grade level depth of content knowledge and the science practices that should be integrated with the content. It also provides information to help identify what prior knowledge students should have coming into the course and what future knowledge the content will build. Cognitive demands are expectations for learning that provide a structure to reflect on plans for teaching science, to monitor observable evidence of students' learning, and to develop summative assessments of student learning of science. Ohio's cognitive demands for science include designing technological and engineering solutions using scientific concepts, demonstrating scientific knowledge, interpreting and communicating scientific concepts, and recalling accurate science. Additional information can be found in the model curriculum appendices and archived professional development on our webpage. As you start to think about materials and resources to add to make the curriculum complete, you will want to use the science resource filter. It is important to determine the degree of alignment. Is it grade level appropriate? Is it found in state or national standards? Is it accurate, reliable? What is the depth of knowledge required? And is scientific inquiry and investigation encouraged? This filter provides a good starting point in the evaluation of resources and materials for use in the science classrooms. As you complete the gap analysis, you will find it helpful to use the model curriculum, the comparative analysis, and the resource filters. You will also want to collaborate with other grade level teachers or content-specific teams to engage in professional conversations around this work. When you have completed this phase, then you are ready to proceed to phase 2 and creating a curriculum map and units. This is the topic of another webcast. We hope this presentation has been helpful. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me, Kathy Holmes, at the Ohio Department of Education.